There's nothing wrong with loving popular anime. After all, a lot of it is popular for good reason. That said, sometimes it's nice to branch out a bit and try out some great non-mainstream anime instead. There's good anime no one has seen out there. The best obscure anime come from all genres. There are great under-the-radar anime for every taste and preference. If you want to see some good anime not a lot of people have seen, check out this video. Who knows, you might even find a new favorite. Miss Monochrome is an original character design from Siyu Horiyui. In March 2012, she first used the Miss Monochrome character as a 3D virtual singer to sing her songs at her concert, Horiyui wo Meguru Bouken 3 Secret Mission Tour. Later, the character appeared in a range of merchandise as well as in the social network game Girlfriend, Beta. According to the setting, Miss Monochrome loves only the monochrome style, dislikes all kinds of color, and always dreams about changing the world into her favorite monochrome color. At Shirahamazaka High School, a special recital is held every year in which music students are able to showcase their talents in front of professionals and other prestigious guests. A third year, Konatsu Miyamoto desperately wants to sing in her last high school recital, but because she screwed up the year before, the vice principal has barred her from participating. That's when Konatsu comes up with a new plan to get involved. Instead of joining the official choir, she'll form her own singing club with her friends. Unfortunately, this proves to be harder than she imagined. Her friend Wakana Sakai has given up on singing, for one, and Konatsu needs more than just 2 members. With only a month left until the recital, will Konatsu be able to find enough members for her club and actually be ready to sing at one of the most important events of the school year and graduate without regrets? Figure skater Tezusa Sakurano is on the fast track to the Olympics. As a top contender, her chances rest on a single competition in Canada. However, during her program, she falls and hits her head on the ice, knocking her unconscious. At the same time, Canadian stunt pilot Pete Pumps goes down in a fiery blaze. After her devastating failure, Tezusa returns home to Japan, but she starts hearing a voice in her head. In reality, when Pete had arrived at the gates of heaven, he was denied access for his sins. Instead, he was told to wait 100 days and is now trapped in Tezusa's body. Unwilling to let this interrupt her life even if her body is a bit crowded, Tezusa moves forward with skating, all while a pesky voice may just be able to help her achieve her dream. When someone dies, what should their final words be? Words that couldn't be said while still alive of love, hate, hope, regret, or perhaps words without any importance. These words are sent through letters called shigefumi, from the recently deceased to the living. Fumika is a mail carrier of these shigefumi, delivering them alongside staff and her partner Kanaka. However, there must be something more behind Fumika's silent exterior. Shigefumi mail carriers are deceased humans with the same appearance they had just before death. Despite this, Fumika is still aging. Japan, 1955. Mario Minakami has just arrived at Shounen Special Reform School, along with 5 other teenagers who have been arrested on serious criminal charges. All assigned to the same cell, they meet older inmate Rakurauta Sakuragi, a former boxer with whom they establish a close bond. Under his guidance, and with the promise that they will meet again on the outside after serving their sentences, the delinquents begin to view their hopeless situation in a better light. Rainbow. Nisha Rakubu no Shichinen follows the 7 cellmates as they struggle together against a brutal suffering and humiliation inflicted upon them by Ishihara, a sadistic guard with a grudge on Rakurauta, and Gisuke Sasaki, a doctor who takes pleasure in violating boys. Facing such hellish conditions, the 7 inmates must scrape together all the strength they have to survive until their sentences are up. But even if they do, just what kind of lives are waiting for them on the other side? Joey is an orphan living with his grandmother in Center City on the west coast of the United States of America. Joey, like any other boy his age, is interested in robots and gadgets and dreams about owning a particular toy robot called a Haibo. Haibos have very advanced mechanisms and controls, but with great mechanisms comes great price. The robot is too expensive for Joey, whose only source of income is a part-time job at a restaurant, and he needs that money to help support himself and his grandmother. One day, when Joey is on his way home from school, he happens upon a couple of bullies who are playing around with a Haibo. Long story short, the bullies manage to get the robot run over by a car, and Joey retrieves the wreckage from a trash can. Once home, Joey fixes the robot and names it Heroman. Later that night, a thunderstorm results in Heroman getting wet and, improbably, struck by lightning. The result is amazing. Heroman grows massive in size, gets emblazoned with the colors of the American flag, and responds to Joey's commands. At the same time in space, an alien race called the Skrug is preparing an invasion of Earth. Now it's up to Joey and Heroman to save Earth. At first glance, Galco, Atako, and Oju are three high school girls who seem like they wouldn't have anything to do with each other. Galco is a social butterfly with a reputation for being a party animal, even though she is actually innocent and good-hearted despite her appearance. Atako is a plain-looking girl with a sarcastic personality and a rabid love of manga. And Oju is a wealthy young lady with excellent social graces, though she can be a bit absent-minded at times. Despite their differences, the three are best friends, and together they love to talk about various myths and ask candid questions about the female body. Ashit. Galco-chan is a light-hearted and humorous look at three very different girls and their frank conversations about themselves and everyday life. No topic is too safe or too sensitive for them to joke about even, though every so often, Galco seems to get a bit embarrassed by their discussions. After the murder of their parents, 11-year-old twin brothers Thor and Rai Klein are sent away from their home planet. They find themselves awakening on the terraformed planet of Chimera, where carnivorous plants dominate, and the few humans who live there are divided into four groups known as rings. Soon after, they meet a young man by the name of Zagi, and the twins learn that only the Jyu-Osei, the one who conquers these four rings, is allowed to leave the planet. Driven by the desire to return home and discover the truth behind the death of his parents, Thor resolves to survive in the harsh, merciless environment of Chimera. However, he quickly learns there is more than meets the eye in this strange ecosystem. As Thor is swept up in the politics that entangle the rings, he uncovers more about his parents' murder and ultimately, humanity's fate as a whole. Clumsy, below-average intellect, and shy, these are some of the traits that Inari Fushimi possesses. Despite her shortcomings, she is very considerate of others. She can't ignore anyone's plea for help. She also has a long-time crush on Kouji Tampabashi, who she admires for being cheerful and always hardworking. The problem is, Inari's incurable shyness makes it difficult to express her feelings for Kouji. Inari, Konkan, Koiroha starts with Inari taking a shortcut to her school. She happens to see a fox pup that's about to fall in the river. Although she's running late, she just can't ignore the pup. Yuka no Mitama no Kami, the god of the Inari shrine, is thankful for Inari's kindness toward the young fox, who turns out to be a familiar named Khan. To show her gratitude to Inari, she fulfills one of Inari's wishes, but the fulfillment of the wish only invites trouble. To compensate, Yuka no Mitama no Kami bestows Inari a small part of her divine power that gives Inari the ability to transform into anyone at will. Inari now possesses a power of a god, even if it's just a small portion. Otherworldly beings suddenly take an interest in her, for better or worse. What kind of adventure awaits Inari, and will she be able to tell Kouji everything that she has kept in her heart for so long? Mihiru Shirota firmly believes that simple is best and troublesome things should be avoided at all costs. It is troublesome to do nothing and regret it later, and this ideology has led the 15-year-old to pick up a stray cat on his way home from school. As he affectionately names the feline Kuro, little does he know that this chance meeting will spark an extraordinary change in his everyday life. One day, Mihiru returns home to find something quite strange. A mysterious young man he has never seen before. His subsequent panic results in the uninvited guest being exposed to sunlight and, much to Mihiru's shock, transforming into Kuro. Upon revealing himself as a mere lazy shut-in vampire, Kuro promises to leave once night falls. However, one disaster after another leads to Mahiru accidentally forming a contract with his new freeloader, dragging him into a life-threatening battle of supernatural servants and bloodthirsty beings that is anything but simple. So what do you think of this list? Their name and which is your favorite anime in our list? Comment below and let us know. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to see more anime-related content.